I'm Roger. I've lived here for the last 40-something years, since 1977. This house was built in 1924. It's of solid wall construction throughout and had, until this year, very little double glazing. Those bits of double glazing were old and inefficient. The problems with the house were that the walls were cold and the windows were leaky. In particular, the room at the front was freezing almost all the time. I decided that I wanted to make the house more comfortable to live in if I'm going to spend my remaining years here. And also the other reason for having the work done was that it was a good idea to do anyway, getting insulated, less energy usage, which we will all need in the future. They did a survey initially, which was very useful, and then from that they produced a plan, and that really laid out the options and the time scale, well, not time scales, but the order of work which was most sensible to do. Came during the installation to see how it was being done, and then of course after it had been finished to make sure that all was as it should be. Well, for starters, it did exactly what I was hoping. It provided the expertise that I don't have, and it provided some contractors who really seemed to know their stuff. They were excellent. They would have a better idea of what needed to be done to the house to make it better, not just looking at one thing, but the whole of it in combination. And the other one was that if I had work done through Ecofurb, the contractors were more likely to be reputable people and less likely to be cowboys. Biggest challenge I thought would be the disruption and the mess while the process was going on. It was terrible for a couple of weeks, but it was what I expected, so I sort of allowed for it, as it were. It didn't come as a surprise. The major task and major expense was the installation, starting early this year in January, of double glazed windows and doors and insulation of the walls of the house. 3 walls I could have insulated on the outside, which is preferable, I think, for a house of this kind. But on the 4th wall, it was too close to my neighbour to put the insulation on the outside. So for that wall, I decided to have it done on the inside of the house. There was one area where behind a radiator there was an old fireplace. So the plaster had to be removed from that, and then it had to be skimmed over before they then put the insulation onto that part of the wall. What was the coldest room in the house is now the warmest room and most comfortable room in the house. I think in the hot weather this summer I have felt the difference in this room here, which is the extension which has the flat roof. It used to get very hot when the sun shone, and I'm pretty sure it's less hot now. I've not taken measurements, so I can't guarantee it, but it feels cooler. It was expensive. It was more expensive than I thought to start with. So far, although there will be a saving in energy cost, it won't be a good financial return. I'd earn more in stocks and shares. But it's a guaranteed return I won't lose. And it's also, and the main reason, yes, I say it has made the house more comfortable. That is the main thing. It cost more than I expected. The house is comfortable. It'll save a bit of money. And although there was an awful mess while it was happening, it's great now.